Good afternoon. Thanks for watching Balls Deep. This is Premature Conclusions episode part. Don't want to cover up the moneymaker. Episode part 2. There may be 2, there may be 4, there may be 150 of these episodes before we're all said and done. I don't know. It's just walking my blind dog down the street, and this lady next door, I don't know who taught her to drive, and I don't want to get into racial profiling, but it takes her 2 minutes. She thinks she's parallel parking, but there's no cars in front of her mobile or behind her car. She thinks she's parallel parking when she has 25 feet in front of her house. You never see anything like this. She gets out and checks it and then gets back in and reparks it. And all the while, she ends up about 3 feet from the curb. She must have had a really bad experience at some point in time. Okay, today I'd like to address a few teams. First of all, Balls Deep. We did the under on the Twins. I believe it was 73. This team is horrible. They got swept in Baltimore their first 3 games, and I'm not judging them off that. There is no upside. There's no upside anywhere. Liriano, I guess, fine, he has a little upside. I don't think he's good, but I guess he has upside. Their bullpen has no upside. No one in their offense has upside. Joe Mauer has been as good as he's ever going to be. Justin Morneau, sad but true, is done. And I'm not going to judge them because they were swept by Baltimore. But this team was swept by Baltimore. And watching them play and lose all 3 of those games, and then after game 3, Joe Mauer comes out and he says, well, 3 down, but we still got 159 games left. And I read a really funny quote from some Minneapolis sports writer that said, that sounds like a threat, Joe. Thought that was pretty funny. You may not think it's funny. I'm quite certain you don't, but I do. I find it hilarious. I'm a fan of the Twins. I like how they play ball. It's really sad to watch what's happened to this team. Cuddly Bear's gone, and Kadyr's gone, and Joe Nathan's gone, and now, I'm sorry, Cuddly Bear and Kubel are gone, Joe Nathan's gone, and Morneau's done. He's just done. I'll be surprised if he ever hits 15 home runs again, especially in that part. What other teams? The Oakland A's, we had them under 72, I think. I don't think it'll be that close. I think they'll win 65. That center fielder looks special, though. Yoenis Cespedes from Cuba. Actually, that segues me to something that I didn't plan to speak about, but I'm going to. Generally, I don't get it caught up in media firestorms. Like, the media loved Tebow, and anyone with eyes could see that Tebow sucked. Tebow sucked donkey dick. The guy's horrible. The media went real crazy for Jeremy Lin, though he seems like he's good. I understand that was a cultural story. Then the media, it was a big deal that the Saints coach called for bounties, as if millionaires need $1,500 to want to go tackle people harder. But this Ozzie Guillen stuff, you can't say stuff like that. Ozzie Guillen, the coach of the Marlins, said he loved Fidel Castro, and he's coaching in Miami. And their stadium is in Little Havana. You can't talk like that. You just can't do it. And everyone's like, well, don't you have free speech? Yeah, you have free speech. Nobody's arresting him for it, but you can be fired for it. I'm not saying he should be fired for it. I don't know why the Marlins are surprised. Ozzie Guillen's been sticking his foot in his mouth for going on 55 years now, or however old he is, 49. Not that I'm immune to it myself, but you can't say stuff like that, man. He should know better than that. He's probably drunk. He doesn't want to admit it. So now he's trying to say it was lost in translation. His English is fine and his Espanol is fine, so I don't know what was lost in translation. I do think the Marlins have a good chance to win that division. The Phillies are not going to hit. It's not going to change. Even if they get Howard back, Utley's done. I don't know how many more games he has left in his career. Even if they get those guys back, still have a crappy offense, just like last year. Victorino and Pence are good, but it's not going to be enough. That division's going to be close. If the Nationals could bring out Bryce Harper and learn to hit, they could win that division. Marlins could win that division. Braves, they could win that division. I'm going to stick with my under on the Braves. Not because they're 0-4. They'll get going, but I'm going to stick with that call. Balls Deep, Premature Conclusions episode part 2. Peace out.